Similar figures are the same shape, but just one is bigger than the other. So imagine watching a show that's on a 50-inch TV. It's the same thing as watching it on an 80-inch TV. It's just a bigger picture. Nothing's distorted. So that means all the angle measurements will be the same. So this angle right here is 35 degrees, angle D. So if this shape matches up with the shape there to the right, that means angle I is also going to be 35 degrees. Angle measurements are always the same. So if this is 90 degrees, the little square symbol, that means the angle corresponding angle will also be 90 degrees. If this was 50 degrees, that would make this 50 degrees. So for these two middle shapes, we can figure out what the missing side is. We're going to call it side X right here. I always like to say big over small. It's okay as long as you keep it consistent, you're going to be totally fine. So the two sides I know will be AB and CD. So I like to do big over small. So I would say 160 over 120. And the figures are similar. That means they're going to be proportional. That means that FG is going to be over HI. So notice how this side corresponds or matches up with the other side there, FG. So I'm going to say 112 over X. And from here, it's just a cross multiplication. So 160 times X equals 120 times 112. That gives us 160x equals 13,440. So we're going to divide both sides by 160 because 160x means 160 times x. So we'll do the opposite, which is division. And 13,440 divided by 160 is 84, and that'll be our answer. The next one, we'll do the triangle one there on the right. I like to do big over small, so you go, okay, 15 is my big side over 3. So that's 15 over 3. The big side of 15, this side, the hypotenuse, is going to correspond to the 5. And then the 3 will correspond to the n, so I'm going to have 5 over n. And then we're going to cross multiply. 15 times n is going to equal 5 times 3. 15n equals 15. Divide both sides by 15. And we end up with n equaling 1. And these quadrilaterals over here on the left side, we have the 8 and 6 will match up. Let's find the x first. So I would say, in this one I'm going to do 11 over 8 is going to equal x over 6. So when we cross multiply, 11 times 6 is going to equal 8 times x. 66 equals 8x. Divide both sides by 8. And we're going to get 8.25 for x. And I'm going to delete the stuff here on the right side of the screen. So now for y, side y is going to match up with the 16. So in this one, I'm going to do y over 16. Y over 16 is going to equal 6 over 8. So there's different ways you could set this up. As long as you keep the sides consistent, then you're going to be okay. So now we're going to cross multiply. 8 times y is going to equal 16 times 6. So we have 8y equals 96, and divide both sides by 8. That's an ugly looking 8 there, and that's going to give us y equals 12 for our answer. And finally, for side z, this one I'm going to do z over 6. I'm going to work on the same polygon, so z over 6 is going to equal 11 over 8. And we're going to cross multiply and divide. So z times 8 is 8z, and 6 times 11 is 66. And this should be kind of trivial because of the question we just did right before it with solving for y, or solving for x. Divide both sides by 8. And hey, hopefully we still get 8.25, and we do, or we would have some trouble. So if you have any kind of questions, please ask your math teacher.